Good morning, YouTubers. T-Square here with T-Square Talk. Hope everybody's having a great day. I got a super awesome video for you guys today. I got a couple of big announcements, and I think today's video is going to be really awesome because today I want to take a few minutes and talk about a recent email that I received. What I started to reply to the email, and then I just kept going, and then I said, man, this is going to be a great topic for people. It's kind of about trading up. About trading some of those coins that you got to maybe get more weight. And we've touched on this a little bit before. Someone asked me what I thought about this deal. You guys can tell me what you think about that deal. And, you know, we'll go from there. And then that person can actually read the comments from you guys and see what side of the trade would you rather have. So we're going to talk about that. But before we go, if you're not a big fan of any kind of shout outs, speed the video up a couple minutes because I'm about ready to do a shout out for our free silver event that we do every month for our members. It is going to happen live tonight. So some of y'all know what I'm talking about if you're a member of the channel. Some of you don't. If you're not a member of the channel and you'd like to become a member, it is only $2 or $1.99, I think, to become a member. I also, if you don't know how to do that for whatever the reason, you know how to do Super Chat. If anybody does a $2 super chat on this video in the next, say, roughly 12 hours, you will get your name on the list. The list will look like this right here. We're going to do the wheel. We're going to bring back the wheel. Everybody loves the wheel. It's totally random. If you don't know what all the prizes are, we got an awesome list of prizes that we're going to take a quick look at, too, for a quick minute, and then I will give the full deal on it. So some of y'all seen a couple of the prizes already. I actually decided to add a little bit more of a variety, even though I think the prize that will be chosen is going to be this funnel web spider from Australia. Take a look at this. Tell me this ain't cool looking. So this is a certified funnel web spider. It's a pretty cool coin. I also have a Superman round. Well, I don't know if do you call it a round if it has the queen on it or no, because technically I guess it's a coin. So the Superman coin. I also have two of the Twin City Houston, Texas coins, which is pretty cool. And then at the last minute, I threw some extra stuff up here in case there was a flashback 1 ounce that you were like, man, I really wanted one of those, I don't know, Trump rounds or Liberty rounds or whatever the case may be that we've shown over the last year. And also a special thank you to Reluctant Stacker, who asked if we could do something 1 month and give this away. And so if someone chooses this as the option, that will also be an option. That is an American Silver Eagle, pretty much the #1 coin for a lot of stackers. A lot of people like American Silver Eagles. For some reason, it's the most sought after one. A lot of reason is because we're here in the United States. It gives you taxable advantages if you go to sell them. However, most people aren't going to sell a monster box full of eagles right off the bat. They're going to probably just, sell what they need. That's what I always tell people. Sell what you need to accumulate the money that you need to do whatever you need to do. Don't sell everything all at once. Otherwise, you're just going to have a bunch of fiat cash. And then if they continue to debase it, which most likely they will, you don't want to be stuck. So you will get your choice of anything here. If you take the half ounces, because they are half ounces, you get both of them, which is pretty cool too. On top of that, let's jump over real quick now that you guys have seen the prizes. You've heard the spiel. We're going to be doing the wheel method to pick it. It's going to go live tonight, 8 o'clock Texas time. It's only $1.99 to become a basic tier member. If you're a basic tier member, you will get 1 entry. If you are a second tier member, which is the $4.99, you will get 2 entries. And if you're a third tier member, an obsessive watcher of the channel, it is $9.99, and you will get 3 entries into that. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and you will get added to our members, which is pretty cool to be on that list. On top of that, we don't do any kind of affiliates, so I don't get sponsored by anything. So most of what we do to raise money for the channel is through our membership, and that is pretty much the only way that we get it. With that being said, it's going to be a lot of fun. I just got a funny comment a few minutes ago, 20 minutes ago. I posted a video of a little gram of gold. It was a 1 gram, the Pope in the Holy Land coin on a short video. I'll actually show you that here in just a minute. And somebody wrote, gold and silver are such trash investments. Only morons invest in them. I was like, what? I mean, I can't even believe somebody would actually write that, especially since really when we get into it, what is a better investment right now? Everything is tanking. This has been a horrible week for a lot of stuff, everything from Bitcoin to the Dow to the NASDAQ to the S&P. We're going to talk briefly about that because I was really shocked, honestly, to see the NASDAQ take another big hit today and then the Dow Jones take another huge hit, down over 1.5% in one day. I could not believe that. So we'll talk a little bit about that here in a few minutes, but a lot of excitement. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight. So even if you're not a member, stop in at 8 o'clock Central Time. Give or take 5 minutes. It could be a couple minutes early. Sometimes I get on a little early to make sure stuff works. Sometimes if something major happens and I'm having technical difficulties, it can be 5 minutes late, but it's going to be a lot of fun. And somebody's going to be a winner. And to become a member for $1.99, it's well worth it for a shot at one of them cool prizes. And please, as always, if you would, hit that thumbs up button on this video. Hopefully it goes viral and a lot of people get to see it because this is going to be a great video today. So jumping in right off the bat, let's do a real quick recap of what happened Friday. A lot of people that don't follow it. What am I looking at down there? Oh, I was like, what in the world? So right off the bat, do a quick recap. We got $34.07 silver. We've seen silver get up there, and then we've seen that awesome pullback. Some people might say that's not awesome. We want to see it keep going. I think it's awesome because a lot of you guys, I'm not one of them people that have any coin shops near me, but a lot of you are going to hit the coin shops this weekend because of the silver squeeze. And I think it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out come Monday. A lot of people are going to be doing it on Monday. Monday is the official day of the silver squeeze. Millions of people that collect coins and stack precious metals are going to roll out and make their purchases and try to push the price higher. Now, I personally am not a fan of that. I've told you guys that time and time again, and I will probably never stop saying it, only because what are we doing? We're driving the price up higher, essentially with each purchase. And unless you're the first person to wake up in the morning, I know some people out there are going to say price doesn't really change based on what happens at the coin shops. And to a certain point, I agree with that. However, let's be honest. If your coin shop has 100 people come in, they're probably not going to be as eager to give you an amazing deal. And then on top of that, if these coin shops reorder up from big bullion companies or wherever they order it from, then them companies, the big bullion companies, are going to have to order up and so on and so on. And it does trickle up in my personal opinion, but I'm not going to sit and argue with something like that because I can understand how some people will say it doesn't affect it. The only thing that affects it really is the paper price. And to a certain point, I mean, yeah, that does make sense a little bit, but that's why we have a paper price and a physical price, because you can't buy things at a paper price and expect something physical. So we'll see how it plays out. Moving on, taking a quick look at gold. What really shocked me with this week was how gold actually, I mean, even just on Friday, gold ended up jumping up $28 more, or a full 1%, and silver was down almost a full 1%, which was crazy to see that wild swing, which really makes me believe Sunday night is probably when we're going to see some sort of a pull down where the price will probably do one of these where it just sharply drops and then all of a sudden pops right back up. We'll see how it plays out. If you go back over the last, actually this is probably bad, you can't really zoom in, kind of like right here where you just see it just free fall right there, only to pop right back up and then free fall. I think, though, ultimately we're moving in an upward trend. We're going to see this continue. More and more people are getting to stacking. More and more people are having to cover their short positions. There's no amount of how much you can lose when you're short. I mean, because you're borrowing silver, selling it on the market to push the price down, and hoping it's going to be lower next month or in 2 months or 3 months or whatever, that you'll be able to buy it back at the lower price and say, woohoo, I sold it for 34 and then I ended up getting to buy it back for 30. I mean, there's people out there that are still saying we're going to see $25 silver. I don't think that's possible, but we'll see what happens. And like I said, gold continuing to truck higher. In fact, gold, I'll be honest, I've said this time and time again, I believe more in silver. I have more invested in silver than I do gold. However, gold is definitely starting to look good for me. I mean, I'm happy. I'm looking at my gold coins and I'm like, man, maybe I should have bought more in gold. But that just means silver hasn't hit yet. And personally, I mean, I know some people will disagree. And that's one of the great things about this platform. We all are entitled to our own opinion and we respect everybody else's opinion. We just get to feel bad for them if they didn't make the right choice. Kind of like if someone in the community ended up saying, you know what, I'm selling my precious metals and I'm jumping into Bitcoin. Why? Because when I look at Bitcoin over history, it has gone from basically $400 all the way up to $83,800. But just like anything, what goes up can come down, and that could apply for gold and silver, except I don't think gold and silver are anywhere near their true potential value. There was a lot of people back in 2021 that were buying when Bitcoin was at 65,000, and they had to stomach a drop that took them all the way down to $16,000. I mean, think about that. Losing 75-80% of your portfolio instantly. That's not something you really see in silver or gold, and that's why I like gold and silver. But I'm also starting to see, like we said, we are starting to see kind of a little bit of a pullback in Bitcoin. We're seeing more of an uptick in precious metals. Jumping over real quick, taking a look at the Dow Jones. Dow Jones, this really shocked me today, seeing, like I said, over 1.5% drop on the Dow, 715 points down, as we've been kind of seeing this continue slowly get dwindled down. And we'll see how this will play out as time goes on. I'm really curious to see in about another 4 months what the 6-month chart looks like. Taking a quick look at the NASDAQ. Again, the NASDAQ down 2.7%, almost 3%, down 500 points roughly, and it kind of discouraging. I really didn't expect to see that. As you look at the 1-month chart, it is down 8%. S&P, no different, no escaping the red today, except for gold, I guess, with S&P going down 112 points, and a lot of that does point to our debt. So with that being said, now let's jump in and talk a little bit about the recent comment that I had gotten the email on. And I said I think it was a great comment. It was basically an individual wrote to me. Excuse me. I'm catching a cold. I don't sleep enough. I only get like 3 hours of sleep a night. And so I think my immune system is just tanking. So the question that I got in the email was basically this individual had a certified $10 gold piece. And this is a 1/4 ounce of 999 gold. Beautiful coin. And it's slabbed. It's in one of them fancy slabbed holders, kind of like I got that spider in for our members event. And basically, he got offered, I guess, 3 1/10 ounce, just random coins for it. So what does that mean? That means basically, in short, he's going to go from 0.25 gold to 0.30 gold. So he's, you can see the increase. An increase of 0.05 gold, or essentially a 1/20th of an ounce, which to me, to pick up a free 1/20th of an ounce, as I just bought one today for $170, I was pretty happy with that. It was a cool 1/20th, but it was well worth it to me. You're seeing less and less people buying big coins. And so when I see small ones that aren't too crazy of a premium, then I always want to pick them up. Only because the premiums to me are just lower. And I know some people will say, Yeah, but when you break that down, that's 1/20th of an ounce, and you're paying maybe a $20 premium on it. Multiply that and then see how much of the premium you're paying when you get 20 of them. 1/20th, multiply that premium by 20 to get the full ounce, and that's how much over you're paying. And yes, it is absorbently higher, extremely higher. But more people can afford it. And when people are buying coins, precious metals, a lot of people will look at it and say, you know what, I can afford an extra $200. Whereas not many people can afford $3,000 for an ounce of gold. I actually seen at one of the pawn shops the other day, he had an ounce of gold when gold was $3,040, and he was asking $3,100 for it. And I tried to lowball it a little bit to get a deal, and he refused to budge. And he would not budge. He stuck to it and said refused. He said, maybe next week you want to come in, we'll talk again, see where it's at. But if it doesn't pull back, I'm not going to do anything. And it didn't pull back, so he ain't going to do nothing. And then I said to myself, I have a firm belief that things happen for a reason. Things happen the way they're supposed to happen. And needless to say, gold went up. And it went up, and obviously I didn't go back and I didn't buy it, but that makes me wonder, does that mean that there'll be better deals out there? And actually, I have been getting a lot of better deals lately. Some of y'all see my package opening that I opened the other day. I told you guys where I bought it from, and some of you all called them, got some amazing deals. You mentioned the channel name, and got some great deals from them. However, you know, I mean, they're not going to have stuff forever. I mean, they always will have stuff, but they had a lot of stuff on their website for a discount, and I was like, wow, this is some amazing deals. So, but where I wanted to go with this was, you know, he wanted to know what's better. You know, am I better with the more gold, or am I better with the slabbed gold? And, you know, the funny thing with slabbed gold, slabbed silver, what I'm seeing is, in a lot of cases, people aren't getting the huge collectible prices. It's starting to slow down. Are the collectible prices still high? Yes. Collectible prices are still up there, but there's less and less people that are buying them. So trying to connect to a buyer for a collectible coin, trying to connect to a buyer for a full ounce of gold coin, these purchases, these sales are getting harder and harder to complete because a lot of people don't have that kind of money. And that's kind of one of the big reasons why I believe that eventually silver will take off. It will have its day, even though I'll be honest, like I said in the beginning of the video, even I am starting to eye gold and be like, man, what would have happened if I put my whole stack on gold? Where would I be today? And I sometimes wonder that. And especially when I see what happened today, gold up 1%, silver down 1%. But at the end of the day, I think it's going to matter. And at the end of the day, what I want people to understand is where the prices of gold and silver are going to go. I believe it's going to come down to how much you have. The more you have, the better you will be. So in this individual's case, him picking up 3 1/10 or 0.3 ounces of gold and giving up 0.25 ounces of gold, I think he would have a great trade if he decides to do it. I ended up sending them a message, and I said I would do it. I wouldn't even waste any time on that. If I got offered that, I'd do it in a minute. Even if it was like a slabbed 1 ounce numismatic coin, and someone said, I'll tell you what, I'll give you a 1 ounce generic and a 1/10 ounce generic, I would jump on it in a minute. It's still more gold. And even when you look at the prices of gold, yeah, you're not making a profit in terms of cash, but that's even better. You're making a profit in terms of gold or silver. You're holding your metal. You're going to be in the driver's seat because you have more metals. And when metals do go where we think they're going to go, and someone asked me the other day, where do you think they're going to go? I would be shocked if we don't see $4,000 gold now by the end of this year. Some people are going to say that won't happen, and it's easy to say that because it's 9 months out. And honestly, the people that say it will never happen, once it does happen, you're never going to see them again. They're going to just make up a new account, a new name, and that person ain't never coming back in here. You know, and that's what you see with a lot of naysayers. Like when I see comments like I did here, Gold and silver are such trash investments. Only a moron would invest in them. I mean, this person has never commented on the channel before. And out of the blue, happened to watch a video. And this really just shows how far off people are now on what's going on. Average society. Because when I make these short videos, I'm making the short videos, yes, for the stacking community. Because it's a good piece of information compacted in a 15-second or a 1-minute video. Instead of having to watch like a 20-minute, 30-minute video, you're getting a lot of information real quick pounded to you. However, those videos, short videos, they go to the masses. The person that is just sitting there, and I've done it, scrolling through short after short after short, and in an hour, you've just wasted an hour of your time, and you've just watched 60 useless short videos, essentially. Maybe some girl on a bike, maybe some little thing in the Philippines, maybe a dance contest or some little dance jam, and maybe there might be one educational short video in there that really gives you some piece of information. And what's funny is you'll get people that will write some crazy comment that, I'll be honest, for him to say it's a crazy moron investment would have to know absolutely nothing about gold and silver. Because so far this year, gold and silver has outperformed crypto. It's outperformed the stock market. It's outperformed Dow, NASDAQ, S&P, Bitcoin, most cryptos. Not all cryptos. There's always going to be one pump and dump that might be up right now. But at the end of the day, gold and silver has outperformed almost everything. Let's see if it says, if I can pull it up real quick. What are the top 10 assets? No, how do they label it? Top 10 assets based on market cap. Let's see what I get here. Yeah, here we go. Let's take a look at the top 10 assets. Please tell me you guys actually can see. Okay, you can. I was like, please tell me I changed that back and you're not still looking at the coins. Top 10 assets. Look at that. Gold, number 1. Apple, number 2. Microsoft, number 3. Nvidia, number 4. Amazon. What gets me, silver was actually 7th. So silver actually just jumped into number 6. And looking at the price difference, I wouldn't be surprised to see it move into number 4. No one's really talking about this. And then, here's the thing. It's only going to keep going up. Once it moves into number 5, it won't be long before it's 4. And then there's not huge gaps between 4 and 3. And then, I don't know, well, if both of them move up, if gold keeps going up, then you can expect silver will probably go up. Alphabet and then some other stuff. And then, 9th, we got Bitcoin. So for someone to say it's a moronic asset, it's beyond me. I mean, they're both of them are top 10 assets. And so when I see that, it just drives me nuts. But that just tells me where society is at. The majority of society does not really understand what's going on and really what's at stake. Your financial well-being is what is at stake. Where are you going to be in 5 years? Where are you going to be in 10 years? Where are you going to be if you're young enough in 20 years? I talk to some kids on a regular basis in all age groups, and something I find interesting with the kind of 20s, the young 20s in that age group, 21, 22, 20, a lot of them are friends with my son, and something I notice is they're starting to realize that the same old things aren't really working. They're starting to say, yeah, the stock market is for boomers, I guess, just old people. And I get a kick when I hear that kind of comment. But, I mean, I can see where they think that. They're discouraged already because when they look at the prices of houses, when they look at the prices of everyday items, they don't see any end to it. They don't know how to escape it. And then, they go to work and they make, I won't say high paychecks, but they're making, a little bit of money. They probably live maybe with parents, maybe, as a group, where a group of them all live together, and they're looking for what they can do with their cash. And a lot of them want to move to cryptos, and a lot of them want to move to silver. And I think ultimately in the end, when you start seeing silver really start rising, you have to ask yourself, did you miss out on the Bitcoin already? Because here's the thing. Bitcoin, not super far from its all-time high. It was just an all-time high, what, 3 months ago? Gold, all-time high. You know, I won't say you missed it, but I will say it's already at an all-time high. Silver, we're still $16 from the all-time high. Ultimately, silver will catch up. And then I want to be riding up, not running up trying to catch the elevator, running up the stairs trying to get up there. You know, so once you realize what's going on, it makes you realize, hey, I need to get into gold. I need to get into silver. I need to start stacking some precious metals. With that being said, I thank you all for watching. I hope you consider becoming a member. It is only $1.99. Your comments go straight to my phone. You get entered in all of our special events that we do on the channel. Every month we do at least one with a really cool gift to the winner, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Someone is going to win a really cool prize tonight. Even if you're not a member, don't hesitate. Stop in and say, heck yeah, I want to become a member. And, you know, hopefully you're the last man or woman standing. It's going to be a lot of fun. And please take a quick minute, hit that thumbs up button. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought of the video. If you don't know how to become a member and you want to become a member, I should have said this in the beginning. If you're on an iPhone, you have to go through your browser. And then from the browser, it will basically, you can't go to the Apple YouTube site. You have to go through your browser to YouTube, and then you will go to T-Square Talk, and then you'll see it there. It's always Apple phones that have a hard time, it seems like, and eventually they do figure it out. But if anybody does the $2 super chat, I will put you on the list, since it's $2 to be a member for a month anyway, and some people can do that, whereas they can't figure out where the membership is because Apple makes it complicated, I guess. And they do if it's not right there. So thank you all for watching. I will see you guys again tomorrow on T-Square Talk. And you guys all have a great day. Take care, everybody. Well, I'll see you tonight if you're here. But if you're not here tonight, I'll be here tomorrow too. So take care, everybody. Have a great one. Bye-bye.